some of the cybercrime in Malaysia. So what happened today, and also some prevention tips and also the best practice for prevent cybersecurity. Okay. Right. So for most people, so the information is their critical asset. So they consider their personal information as a valuable asset. So it must be protected from unauthorized personnel, and also modification and destruction and disclosure. So they keep their information secure. Okay. So comes to responsibility. So it is responsibility to become familiar with good security principles and follow the information protection tips. Okay, especially their personal information. Okay. So what is the meaning of cybersecurity? So based on the National Institute of Standard and Technology, so they say that cybersecurity is a process of protecting information by preventing, detecting, and responding to cyber attack. So that is the definition of cybersecurity based on the National Institute of Standard and Technology. Okay, and in other way, based on the International Organization for Standardization, so they define the cybersecurity as a preservation of confidentiality, integrity, and availability of information in the cyberspace or in the network. So that is the general definition of cybersecurity. So hopefully you will have an idea what the cybersecurity is about. Okay. Is it clear? All right. So why the cybersecurity is important to us? Okay. So cybersecurity is important because it will help to protect the personal and also organizations' data asset from digital attack that could damage the organization or individual if placed in a wrong hand. So we make sure the personal data is secured from unauthorized personnel. Okay. So medical, government, corporates, and financial record uphold the personal information. They store all the personal information. Okay. The security incident can lead to losses in terms of reputation, especially for the big company, and then the money for the company or personal, and then theft of the data, especially for the individual and the good reputative company, and also deletion of the data and okay. So that's why the cyber security is important. So some of the key concept of the cyber security. Okay, when we talk about the security, doesn't matter about the network security, computer security, operating system security, or everything related to security. The key concept is based on the CIA. We call it as a CIA triad. Okay? So CIA is stand for the confidentiality, integrity, and also availability. So all related with security is based on this CIA concept. Okay, so what is the CIA? Okay, first of all, C stands for confidentiality. Goes to two type of confidentiality, which is data confidentiality. So the objective is to secure the data, to ensure that the private or confidential information is not made available or disclosure to unauthorized individual. Means that the cybersecurity wants to make sure all the data confidentiality is secured, which is unauthorized person can access that data. That is mean of the data confidentiality. And then other type of confidentiality goes to privacy, which is assures that individual control or influence what information related to them may be collected and stored and by whom and to whom that information may be disclosed. Okay, for example, in hospital, the patient information only can be disclosed to the medical officer, for example. So that is the example of ensuring the privacy under the confidentiality. Okay, the second CIA triad is the integrity, goes to data integrity and also system integrity. For data integrity, it ensures that information and program are changed only in a specified and authorized manner. Means that only the authorized personnel can make changes or make amendment to the data. Okay. Like student result in university, the person that can make changes for the student result list is academician or registrar. Okay. Other than that, they cannot do that based on the data integrity protection. Okay, the second one is system integrity, means that ensure that the system perform its intended function in an unpaid manner, free from deliberate or inadvertent unauthorized manipulation of the system. Okay, the example, the real example in our life is when we click send the message to certain people. So the system need to ensure that the message will go and send to the correct person. If I want to send a message to Mr. Patrick, for example, so the system need to ensure that the message go to Mr. Patrick, not go to Miss Rinoha, for example. So that is the system integrity. Okay, the last one for the CIA triad is the availability. So availability is ensures that the system promptly and service is not denied to authorized user. Okay, for example, the current session, okay, like Zoom. So the Zoom application need to ensure that all the user that have the meeting ID can get into the meeting. So they need to ensure the availability of their application. Okay, and for example, the other thing is website. So we need to ensure that the Unimi website, for example, is availability at any time, anywhere. So people can browse the web page at any time, every time they request it. So that goes under the availability. And the third one is grey hat hacker. So grey hat hacker work offensively or defensively, depending on the situation. Or okay, if a good guy give him the, so he become the, when he receives the task from the bad guy to do some illegal thing, so he become a bad hacker. So sometimes he become hacker, sometimes he become a bad hacker. So they may highlight security problem or educate victim so that they secure their system properly. This grey hat hacker just do hacking activities to fulfill their free time or to change their hacking skill that they've learned. Okay, so sometimes they are dangerous, sometimes they are not. Okay, so you can choose what type of hacker you want to do. Okay. Okay, so hackers may be motivated by a multitude of reasons. Okay, the first of all, they want to gain a profit, of course. Okay, they do some hacking activity to earn some money. For example, white hat hacker, so they will do the security audit or penetration testing to the system to some money from the company. Okay, and then to challenge their hacking skills. Okay, they simply do the hacking system to challenge their skills. So maybe they heard about Amazon is one of the best security implemented system. So they want to prove they are good enough. So they try to hack the Amazon database, for example, so just to challenge their skill. Okay, and then they do this hacking activity for enjoyment, to fulfill their free time. Okay, like the repeated movement order. Okay, they have almost 1 month free time, so they don't know what to do, so they just learn how to do hack, and then hack for some virtual system to just for enjoy. Okay, and then they do this to evaluate those weaknesses in the system. So this kind of activity commonly done by the hacker. Okay, so they need to evaluate this system weaknesses for the security audit purposes. Okay, and then to assist in removing the weaknesses, system weaknesses. Okay, when they find there are some vulnerability on that system, so they will help to remove their weaknesses by implement some security tools to remove that system weaknesses. Okay, and then how does the hacker communicate with the system? So have you ever think how does the hacker communicate with the target system? They didn't go to the system to do hacking activities. So they get into the system via using targeted email by sending a fake email to make a victim believe that they are from the genuine party, and that they claim who they are. Okay, Ms. Patrick and others. Okay, I think currently we are about 29 minutes, about end this session, because maximum is 30 minutes, and then maybe this online class will end soon, and what you need to do is just re-key in the meeting code, then we continue. Okay, we'll start the next session in short after this finish. Can we continue? I think no problem, right? I think it's okay, because just now they said that the maximum time is 30 minutes.
Actually, I think 40 minutes.
Sorry?
Usually it's 40 minutes for Zoom.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. A gift from Zoom. Right now, we have removed the 40-minute time limit on your group meeting. So, okay. Right. So, we just continue. Okay, so they get into the system via using targeted email by sending the fake email to make victim believe that they are from the genuine party that they claim who they are. For example, they will send the email to the targeted user, claim that they are from a Maybank, for example. Okay, they said that your account has been freezed due to blah 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 and so on. So can you verify your account number, your Maybank to you username and password to gain that username and password? Okay, they send so they act like they're Maybank officer, but actually they're not. Okay, and then by uploading the fake website to get the victim username and password. For example, they do the mirroring. Okay, so they mirrored the actual Maybank to fake Maybank, for example. So when the user log in the fake Maybank to you, so automatically the attackers will gain the username and password that entered by the that accidentally entered by the user. Okay, and then they are sending the malicious web link address to the victim. Okay, like they send, so they send the malicious mail to the user. So they put the link to the user's email. So accidentally, when the user curious about the email, so they click at the link, then directly go to the hacker's computer. Okay, and also the using the social media, Facebook and WhatsApp to gain some access to the targeted system. Okay. We move to cybercrime. Okay, what is cybercrime? Okay, cybercrime is criminal offences committed the internet or otherwise aided by various forms of computer technology. Okay, the common cybercrime happen in Malaysia is identity theft, okay, transaction, online fraud, hacking, and piracy. Okay, we go through one by one later about this example of cybercrime. Okay. So malware infection is one of the attacker's activity. So malware is the term used to refer a variety of form of hostile or intrusive software, including computer viruses, worm, Trojan horses, ransomware, spyware, adware, and other malicious program. Okay, it can take the form of executable code, script, active content, and other software. Okay, based on my experience, my friend got infected by the malware during he download the software. For example, he wants to download the IDM, the pirate version of IDM. So when he click download and then run that system, so the malware has been executed by himself accidentally. Then it infect all the file in his computer. So what might happen after malware infection to the targeted system? So first is data breach. Okay, a data breach is an incident in which sensitive, protected, or confidential data has potentially been viewed, stolen, used by an individual unauthorized to do so. So data may involve business secret, personal information or PHI, personally identifiable information or PII, trade secret or intellectual property. In Malaysia, the statistic according to Cybersecurity Malaysia in 2019, about 178 cases reported. In 2018, 63 cases reported, and in 2017, 17 cases has been reported. Okay, it shows that the trend was higher. So that is the amount of cases reported. So can you imagine how many cases not reported? Okay. Data breach might be happen when unused data not eliminated effectively via data sanitation or trading. Okay, for example, the network administrator printed the list of username and password. Okay, and when he don't want to use that document anymore, so they just simply throw in the dustbin. So when the cleaner or someone that have bad intention get that document, can you imagine what will happen? That's why we need to eliminate it effectively via the data tools or shredder to completely dispose that available document. Okay, and then they might be happen when a weak data storage protection or authentication control. Okay, they just set the default setting for password. Okay, they just use the default password to secure the data. Alright, so are you with me? Okay.
Yes.
Good. Okay, so because
so
majority of the student has mute their microphone. Okay, so let's continue. So based on the cybercrime, so they said that identity theft has been increased. So identity theft is the crime of obtaining the personal or financial information of another person for the sole purpose of assuming that person's name or identity to make transaction or purchases. Okay, so this identity theft might be happen through the trash bins by looking for bank account and credit card statement. Okay, for some people, they just think that that one is no need to personal details because they think it's enough to throw away their document. Okay, but based on my experience, some tasks from the instructor, we need to go to bank and find the valuable information in the trash bin. So based on that experience, so we find so many documents that contain the bank account number and also credit card statement. So what will happen? So the attackers will call the victim and then say that they say that your account has been freeze. Okay, so the victim say no, I not believe that. Okay, who are you? So he said yes, I'm the bank officer. Okay, so this is your account number, right? They read the account number, blah blah blah. Then the victim, yeah, maybe. So they the actual bank officer. So the attackers will ask the victim for the verification. Please write down your online banking username for the verification purposes. Okay, please write down your password. Okay, so what happened? He said, okay, later in 2 or 3 minutes, we'll receive the tag code for refund or everything and so on. So based on that identity theft, so lost money lah. Okay.
So what happens when someone discovers that someone has stolen their identity? What happens then? Like does the cybersecurity then block their details, or how does it work?
Okay, based on the basic information about about someone, so it will get the further information based on that basic information. Okay, for example, full name. Okay, full name. So may I know, Shazni, what's your full name?
Shazni Harun American.
Okay, Shazni Harun American. Okay, so what will happen? The attacker will call you. Okay, he said that, hi, Madam Shazni, I'm from bank. So of course you are not believed, right? So you ask, are you the actual bank officer? He said, yes, I am bank officer. So your full name is Shazni Harun American. So based on that verification, you will guess, yeah, maybe he is the actual bank officer because he know my full name. Okay, and then he read down again. So your ID number is blah 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 blah. So based on that basic information, they will gain another valuable information by us the victim, like for the verification purposes, but they just need the information. So they happen through accessing corporate databases to steal list of customer information. So they go to the corporate database to gain and steal some list of customer information. Okay, list of customer full name, list of customer ID number, and also the list of customer bank account. So identity theft are increasing in Malaysia mainly due to numerous data breaches, about 20% in 2008. Okay. So the several types of identity theft used. First is criminal. So misrepresent himself as another person during arrest to try to avoid a summon, prevent the discovery of a warrant issued in his real name, or avoid an arrest or conviction record. Okay, so when they get someone identity, so what happened during the roadblock, for they just issued the wrong IC or identification card, so the some go to the wrong person, so they use the wrong identity to do some criminal. Okay, so the second one is medical. Okay, someone identifies himself as another person to obtain free medical care. Okay, so they just go to the clinic and then pretend to become Mr. Patrick, for example. So they go to receptionist, they say, so this is my staff card. So he can get the free medical care just using the other's identity. Again, the third one is financial. Someone use another person's identity or information to take credit, good services or benefits. Okay. So far, any question you want to ask? Now you know how badly the identity theft can affect your personal life.
Yeah, looks like you gotta be careful with who you share your information with.
Yeah, so don't expose your personal information to public, okay, especially the social media and so on, right? So the another cybercrime that usually happen in Malaysia is online banking fraud. Okay, so internet or online banking fraud is a fraud or theft committed using online technology to illegally remove money from a bank account and or transfer money to an account in a different bank. Okay, so last week I read from the social media, they said that one cases happened in northern region. So they received the call from someone say that he's from Lazada. Okay, they receive some amount of money to purchase something. Okay, so they just want to verify with the user. Then user said no, and then they said we have received 500 ringgit. Okay, so actually what happened is the attackers get their username and password and then transfer 500 ringgit to the favorite payee. So for online banking, for favorite payee, they didn't need the TAC code. They just simply transfer. Okay, when user check the account balance, so see that 500 is gone, but they didn't know 500 ringgit just go to the favorite payee. Okay, then the victim will say that yes, so maybe accidentally I make a transfer to the Lazada company. So they say, okay, we will refund your money, but you have to give us the TAC code. Okay, 10 minutes you will receive the TAC code from bank. So they just in the online banking using the same person, which is the username and password. Okay, then when they receive the TAC code, so they transfer the money, the balance of the money to their account. So that is how they do the online banking fraud. Okay, they pretend to be someone and then they use, okay, maybe you didn't understand how they get your username and password, the online banking username and password. Okay, they can get the username and password for the online banking if user connected to the public Wi-Fi. Okay, they will run some tools. Okay, so all the activities in the range or in the same network, so they will know all the username and password. Okay, let's say you just log into the Facebook, log into the email, online banking and everything. So they will get all the information, which is the username and password. Okay, so don't connect to the public Wi-Fi unless you are using the virtual private network. Okay. So cyber spying also is the most common cybercrime happen in our country. So cyber spying or cyber espionage is the act of practice of obtaining secret without the permission of the holder. Okay, there's some information stolen such as personal, sensitive, proprietary or of classified nature. Okay, the most of the time it commonly happen around us. Okay, so be careful. Sometimes they didn't use the technology to do cyber spying. They just use the shoulder sniffing technique. Just see the screen of your PC or your smartphone to steal the password, for example. Okay, so last but not least is social engineering. Okay, social engineering is one of the non-technical method of breaking into a system or network, deceiving user of a system and convince them to give out information. Okay, hackers use it to attack the human element of a system. So you use to gather information before or during attack. Okay, so the use of influence and position to deceive people for the purpose of obtaining information. For example, they use telephone or internet. User the weak link in security. They can simply expose the verbal information to the attackers. Okay, that's how they did the social engineering. There are two common types of social engineering. Okay, the first one is human-based and the second one is computer-based. Okay, for human-based, calling the help desk and trying to find out the password. Okay, for example, they just call the IT department. They say that, okay, I'm Mr. Muhammad Naim. I'm one of the lecturer in Unimai. Can you reset my password or give me the default password for me to reset my password. Okay, I forgot my password. So if the IT guy or IT department didn't verify Mr. Naim, so they accidentally give the default password to the wrong person. Okay, and then the computer base by sending a user an email and asking them to re-enter a password, okay, also known as a phishing. Okay, when you log into the web page, okay, when you successful key in the username and password, so they will send the email and asking to re-enter the password. They maybe say just for the verification. Okay, they remotely control the system. Okay, so for human-based social engineering, impersonating an employee or valid user, they just pretend. Okay, and then posing as an important user, so they using a third person. Okay, hackers pretend to have a permission from an unauthorized source to use the system. Okay, they as I mentioned just now, they call the technical support, and also they just use the shoulders surfing technique. Okay, they just stand behind PC, so they will keep monitor to the what are the character that person enter. Okay, for Mr. Patrick, see, don't use this kind of password like Patrick 1124. For example, 1124 is your plate number, your vehicle's plate number. So don't use Patrick 1124 as your password, because it is very easy to guess. Okay, so the attackers will do the password guessing based on the information that they get, like data. Personal information, so combination of your name and your final 4-digit phone number, or combination of your name and final digit of your ID number. So please avoid that. Okay, and then about the privacy setting. Okay, if you do use the privacy setting, so make sure you review and test them regularly to make sure it is really work. Okay, sometimes they just use the Facebook medium to write down their daily activity and so on, but they just put share only me, so they need to test it. Okay, so ask your friend, can you see this one and so on, can you see my post last night and so on. Okay, if they say yeah, they can see, maybe you need to change the privacy setting. Okay, you need to double check your privacy setting. Okay, and then regarding the mobile application, so you need to download this mobile application from a trusted site such as Google Play for Android phone. Okay, to avoid the pirate version or cracked version of application, because that pirate version of application may be contain some malicious file in that application. Okay, they can put the rootkit in the application. So when user install their application, means the pirate application, so they can launch that rootkit to do remote control everything. Okay, so some tips for avoiding being a victim. Okay, so first of all, don't reveal personal or financial information in a in an email. Okay, and do not respond to email solicitation for this information. So this include the following link sent in the email. Sometimes they just send the email containing the external link. So don't simply click on that attached link. Okay. So before sending or entering sensitive information online, so better you check the security of the website. Okay. You can check the security status of the website in the link. Okay, so they put the HTTPS or secure. Okay, so for Windows 10 or for Windows 8 and above, okay, so they will automatically put the HTTPS if you browse the online banking. Okay, so you can manually type the website link. Okay, they just don't simply search from the search engine. Okay, just manually type based on the information that you receive from bank card or email. Okay, so the next is you need to pay attention on the website URL. Okay, Malaysia website may look identical to a legitimate site, but the URL may use a variation in spelling or different domain. Okay, for example, maybank2u.com, they can change it to maybank2u.net. Okay, looks like same but different website. So they mirrored the actual maybank2u.com to maybank2u.net. Okay, and then if you are unsure whether an email request is legitimate, try to verify it by contacting the company directly. Okay, contact the company using information provided on an account statement, not information provided in the email. Okay, so in other way you can check it out via the anti-phishing working group to learn about the known phishing attack and or report the phishing. Okay, and then keep a clean machine. Okay, keep all software. So let's continue. Okay, so here is some best practice you can use, okay, in order to prevent from the cyber attack. Okay, the first one is to not use your smartphone to access unverified or suspicious public Wi-Fi system. Okay, to avoid a possible security issue, as twin device access points are everywhere to trap the user. Okay, sometimes they purposely provide the free Wi-Fi access, okay, for them to get some valuable information from the computer who connect to their public Wi-Fi or free Wi-Fi. Okay, so second one is to not install illegal software or download movie or music into the office PC to avoid malware, spyware being accidentally installed. Okay, for your personal PC, I think it's okay, but I didn't advise you to do so. But your office PC is more important, so please avoid the installation. Okay, the illegal installation. Okay, and then is keep your operating system and all software up to date. Okay, may I know how frequent you all update your Windows operating system?
When it
Sorry, never.
Oh, whenever they promise notification, we'll do that normally.
Okay, when they come out the pulp, okay, we do. So basically advisable every day before you start doing your work, okay, just check for the update. Okay, if there is some update, so you need to update before you do your task. If not, when you start doing your task, then later you forget about the installation. Okay, antivirus software. Okay, use antivirus software because the antivirus software are capable to detect the abnormal activities to your PC. Okay, and then encrypt your sensitive data. Okay, for example, encrypt your personal folder in your PC. Okay, maybe you can download the free encryption tool to encrypt your personal data. Okay, if someone use your laptop, they cannot simply open your personal folder. Okay, and then regularly monitor activity on your online account. Okay, so check your balance regularly. Okay, it helps you to find any abnormal activity of your online account. Okay, and then do not share your password to anyone. Okay, and then don't write your password on or behind your credit card or ATM cards. Okay, it's easy for unauthorized personnel use your ATM card when they found it. Okay, and then keep changing password every few months. May I know how frequent you change your password? Never.
Oh, never.
Never.
I never change.
No, that is the bad practice. Okay, so the advisable, you have to change your password in every 30 days. Okay? Why? Because if I get your password today, in the next 30 days, the password cannot be used anymore because you change it. So that's why we need to change the password in every 30 days. Okay? So if we prefer ease of use, we'll decrease the security. Okay, if we prefer to increase the security, maybe it will affect on the ease of use. Okay, so you choose whether you want to use your system easy or you want to increase the security. Okay, if you choose the security, better you change your password at least once in the month. Okay, and then ensure your password is complicated or alphanumeric with capital letter for the best security. Okay, combine the capital letter, so on. Okay, so don't write your password behind the keyboard, mouse, or on table or calendar. If not, the
我们讲4月1号开始怎么讲法
okay.
你们其实
So write your password in a complicated way that nobody has. Okay, and also use two-factor or multi-factor of authentication. Okay, for example, if you are the system admin, okay, maybe you can purchase some two-factor or multi-factor authentication tools. Okay, how this two-factor or multi-factor authentication works is they will provide the on-time. Okay, for example, Mr. Patrick password for his laptop is Patrick1234. Okay, so that is the single authentication. So the multi-factor authentication is they will send another code to you to enter your system. Okay, they will send on time. The example of multi-factor authentication is like online banking system. Okay, when you want to use the online banking system, you need to key in your username and password, right? Okay, so that is the single factor, and another factor, they will provide the TAC code during the transaction. Okay, TAC code can be used in 60 seconds. Okay, after 60 seconds, that password cannot be used anymore. So you need to request another password. So that is the example of the two-factor or multi-factor authentication. It is safer. Okay. So what to do if you are the victim? Okay, the firstly, report it to appropriate people within the organization, including network administrator. Okay, they can be alert for any suspicious or unusual activity. If you see an abnormal activity to your laptop, okay, report it to the network admin, so they can check it for you. Okay, if you believe your financial account may be compromised, okay, contact your financial institution immediately and close the account. Okay, if you check your account balance is decreased, okay, without doing anything, without you transfer to someone, so maybe you can call the bank help to check or freeze the account. Okay, and then watch for any unauthorized changes to your account. Okay, sometimes maybe your Facebook account change your default picture. Okay, but you didn't do that, so means that someone changed for you. So just watch the unauthorized changes to your account. Okay, and then consider reporting the attack to the local police department and file a report to the SKMM, Suruhanjaya Komunikasi Multimedia, for them to open the file, okay, to do the investigation about the cyber attack. Okay. So I think that's all for today. Okay, so if you have no question, I think we can end our online class. Okay.